Hello Forkpay family, and welcome to my review of Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Today I'll be diving into the high and lows of the game, exploring whether it lives up to the hype or falls short of expectations. Let's find out. The sound in Uncharted 4 is about as good as it gets. Whether it's the snap of sticks underfoot or the crunch of gravel when you're sliding, every noise pulls you right into Nathan's world. It feels like you're really there. The music is spot on too. It never overpowers the moment, slipping in and out just when it should. When you're close to dying, the music slows down, making you feel like you're the center of the action, not just a player in a game. In those explosions, you can really tell where they're coming from, whether they're far off or right in your face, but the real magic happens in those quiet moments when you're climbing alone. The sounds of the wind, water, and even the subtle calls of birds and animals you might not catch on your first run make the world feel alive. It's in those moments that the sound design truly shines. The visuals in Uncharted 4 are stunning. Even on the PS4 running at 30 frames per second, you never really feel the game slow down or take a hit. The quality, the transitions between the cutscenes and gameplay are smooth and barely noticeable, whether it's Nathan catching a falling gun or tumbling off a cliff in the water. Everything flows so well that you stay completely immersed. What really makes the visuals pop out is how interactive the world feels. Little details like breaking a piece of wood or driving through the ruins of Libertalia and knocking over chairs and tables make everything look and feel fun to mess around with. Uncharted 4 is a visual treat that keeps you engaged every step of the way. The combat in Uncharted 4 is a bit of a mixed experience. The fistfights can be pretty underwhelming. It's like you're just waiting for the game to let you dodge. Most of the takedowns look cool, but they don't really stick with you. What really makes the combat fun is the gunplay. Sliding down a muddy hill while shooting guards or getting dragged through the dirt by a car feels exciting and chaotic in the best way. The grappling hook adds a lot too, letting you swing around or blow things up with a well-placed grenade, and those car chases, they're just awesome. While the combat isn't perfect, it's definitely got its moments, and it's far from the worst out there. It's a fun, action-packed ride that keeps you hooked. One thing I don't think people talk about enough in Uncharted 4 is the stealth. What makes it so good is the enemies can actually lose track of you, which is the first of the series. This change makes things like shooting from a ledge or swinging in with a grappling hook feel a lot more important and strategic. The new indicator that shows if an enemy is about to spot you is a small but brilliant addition. It's something I didn't realize I wanted when playing the older games, but now that I've used it in Uncharted 4, I'll be wishing it every time I go back to the old games. It just makes stealth feel smoother and more fun. The characters in Uncharted 4 are written so well, and Nathan Drake is no exception. He's a guy with flaws who can't seem to stop talking when he probably should, but that's what makes him so likable. He really feels like a video game version of Indiana Jones, charming, funny, and always caught up in a big, crazy adventure. What really stands out about Nathan, though, is his inner struggle. He deals with a lot of self-doubt, always blaming himself for things that go wrong, even when it's not his fault. You see them most clearly when he finds out that Sam didn't have to pay Hector, and you can feel the weight of the guilt lifting off his shoulders. The best part of Nathan's story is how over time he realizes that all the treasure hunting and big adventures don't matter as much as his family. He's constantly trying to find balance between his old life of danger and the quiet life of family he wants. When he really gets the chance to slow down and you can really feel it, his past keeps pulling him back and it's draining him. The struggle between wanting a peaceful life and being caught up in the rush of adventure is what makes Nathan such a well-rounded, relatable character. One of the best things about Uncharted 4 is how the game handles humor. It's not just action or the treasure hunting that keeps you invested. It's the way the characters interact with each other, especially in those lighter moments, even when the stakes are high. There's always room for some clever, perfectly timed humor. Nathan and Sam's casual banter, for example, adds a sense of ease to the story, making you feel like two brothers just sharing a moment, even if they're on a run from danger. Elena's tough, no-nonsense attitude brings its own brand of comedy too. She acts like she doesn't want to be part of the adventure, but deep down, you know she's just as invested as Nathan is. The back and forth between the characters never feels forced. It's natural, it's fun, and it adds a lot of heart to the game. Uncharted 4's story has its fair share of highs and lows, and while it's mostly a thrilling ride, there are a few moments that make you scratch your head. One of the bigger plot holes is when Nathan comes out of retirement to help his brother Sam to pay off Hector, without even bothering to check if Hector is still alive. I mean, in today's world, it'd feel like a quick Google search would have saved a lot of trouble to do so. Like, do they not have Wi-Fi in this universe? Despite a few questionable decisions surrounding Sam's return, the game still delivers an emotional front, especially with the dynamic between the old trio. What really stands out is the conflict between Nathan and Elena. As Elena starts piecing together that lies Nathan has been telling her about Sam, you can't help but feel for both of them. Nathan's not trying to be malicious, he's stuck between his love for Elena and his loyalty to his brother. And it's clear he doesn't want to drag her into his mess as a player. You start to really understand where Nathan is coming from, even if his actions aren't always the best. By the end of the game, Nathan's character arc feels complete. For the first time, it's less about the treasure and more about the people he cares about. He's no longer chasing after adventure for the thrill of it. He's beginning to realize that family is what really matters, and that's what makes the conclusion so satisfying. It's a bittersweet moment where Nathan finally seems ready to let go of the past and choose a quieter, more meaningful life. This emotional depth gives the story a weight that goes beyond just the action, making Nathan's story truly rewarding.